Right, so do you want to just do it sort of similar to last time?
Yeah.
Where we just kind of have a conversation?
Yeah.
Turn around. You silly twat.
I'm stressed, Steve. We got like 4 or 5 days till shoot, and we've still not sorted a house for people to live, which is distinctly alarming. I'm just getting told shit I don't need to know. I'm trying to fucking direct, and I can't be dragged out every 2 minutes for a fucking phone call from producers when they know the fucking answer. Like, it's just make a call. Like, just make a call. I said to him last night, just make a call. Pissed me off a bit, to be honest.
Well, it was kind of easy for me because when Jack told me last year that he wanted the film to be called Destination Dewsbury, I told him that I'm a local lad from here, so it was kind of easy because he'd send me a message like, I want a pub looking like this, and then I'd instantly know, because obviously I've lived here for 21 years, so I literally know everything. But yeah, quite easy.
Right, tell us about the first day then.
Good. Any nerves extinguished. So we did all the Smithy speed dating scenes. A bit of a weird day shooting wise because it was a bit of they're not proper scenes, they're just lots of little ones, which means lots of setups, which is a bit of a fucking clusterfuck.
Alright, fatty.
So I'm hoping tomorrow we've got a lot more sort of traditional movie scenes as such that are a couple of minutes long.
Well, I just wanted to make a movie. Left university, wanted to go make a movie. Found these 4 rather good gentlemen in outside a pub in Victoria. And yeah, the rest was history. I wanted to make a film, and we ended up making a really good film that I'm very proud of. The aim was just to make a feature film, and then yeah, we certainly ended up with something that was kind of like very powerful, very funny.
Alright, tell me what you're responsible for on the film. What do you do? What is everything that your role encompasses?
A lot.
In no less than 50 words.
Design, the look and the feel of the film, I suppose. Props, anything that's vital to making it look
How
right.
many props do we have?
Probably about 400 at the moment.
What's the hardest part of your job? What's the hardest thing about finding the props for this film in particular?
Everything's overly sexualized in this film. So obviously we've got the like the swingers hotel and so on and so forth. So it's always hard to buy that kind of stuff because you've got to buy like dildos and that.
Where are we, Ruby?
We're here for a love egg. Yes, this is happening. This is happening. This is happening. Bye. There's too much choice, sex shop. Just give us one.
Do you want to show us what we've bought?
Yeah, totally. So, I've just been into the biggest sex shop I've ever been in my life.
You've been in a lot of sex shops.
No, actually. We got a power egg for $19.95, which to me seems a little excessive. And we also got a book for free, and then we got some cock lighters.
Delicious.
Why the fuck not?
Are you one happy customer?
I suppose I am.
Getting the money in was the hardest part of the process. We didn't know anyone, and we were young. We didn't know rich people. We didn't know anyone in the industry. I just left university, wanted to drop out and make this film. But yeah, we didn't know anyone at all. We didn't really know where to start. We didn't know how investment worked, what a business plan was. And people wouldn't meet us because we were so young. And there's nothing I could do about my age. So I thought, what is it about my age? Why is that the problem? And the problem was that we hadn't ever kind of had large sums of money to prove we could make profit on it. So I thought, right, why don't I go away, start a business, come back a year later with hopefully a very strong business. We're Hello Hot Tubs. We're a student-run business and we're the UK's #1 inflatable hot tub hire company. From just £50 a night, we deliver, install and collect the hot tub the next day. So me and two mates clubbed together, bought a hot tub and made a website, hired it out to middle-aged women. A few weeks later we had enough money for 2 hot tubs, 3 hot tubs. You know, we had people all over the country, 9 different cities, you know, all with 5 or 6 hot tubs, staff, and yeah, it grew into this big business within a year.
This is Tom. Today's Tom's birthday, and he's having a party. No one's shown up to Tom's party. Poor Tom. Tom said hello to a hot tub. Tom's having a mighty fine party.
And then, you know, a year later we were able to go back to investors and that was all very impressive to them, and we raised the money. Scriptwriting. Yeah, it was fun and again quite unique in that we had 6 of us on the scriptwriting team. Aaron Nelson, who's great, was the principal writer, and he actually physically wrote all the dialogue because he is far superior at that than I am. And it was David Keogh, who plays Adam, actually brought us together and he said, you two laugh at the same stupid words, you should get him to write your feature. But we had, because it was set, the first part of the film set in the 80s, and neither me or Aaron were even an idea in the 80s, we got my dad and David to add to that process. Like, we wanted to use, in the scene in the 80s, we wanted to use a Pringle tin, but Pringles weren't around then. So having advice like that was helpful. It basically worked. You know, we all kind of agreed on a synopsis and a kind of series of events that should happen. The series of events were basically based on stuff that had actually happened to one of us 6.
Yes. What do I need to do?
So the toilet scene on the coach where Peter drops his phone into a war zone of turd actually happened to David on a train. Yeah, you know, we'd agree on kind of a series of events. Aaron would write a draft, we'd then give feedback, Aaron would tweak, we'd then give feedback, and this happened for about 12 months. And I guess the luxury of, you know, because it took so long to raise the cash, that gave us a long time to dick about at a script. And I think we shot on draft 32, something like that.
Hello, we are the Prod Office Girls, and we are basically faceless to the whole production. We sit on our laptops all day long and organise travel for the next day, make sure all the actors will be here for the next day, and just do all the organising really.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've sent an excessive amount of emails to everyone, like all the time, literally all the time.
Our jobs are a little bit different, aren't they? Even though we work together.
Yeah.
So as Kate, the producer, one of the producers, I spend a lot of time on spreadsheets and working out how much money we have to pay people, how
Penny
much
by
money, penny by penny, how much locations are going to cost. A lot of forward planning as well. So we plan a whole shoot, we plan the entire schedule, and then I will plan a second schedule on top of that, in case it rains, in case we're outside, in case travel doesn't get us somewhere, in case one location no one picks up the phone and we can't get in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a lot of problem solving before there's even a problem, really.
Kevin Dewsbury,
Hello.
what's it like working with the esteemed Jack Spring?
It's very esteeming. Yeah, he's someone I look up to in more ways than one.
I've always thought if you can cast an actor who is a human being as close to the character on the script as possible, the less acting they're doing. So once I got all my tapes in and went through kind of hundreds for each role, found 4 or 5 tapes for each character that were I felt real, and B, I was still amused by the end of their tape, and that was kind of my first criteria. And then I met all of them in a pub and got to know them as people. You just kind of let it flow, and out of the 4 or 5 for each role that I met, these were the guys that I thought their spines matched close enough with the character. The spine is basically the reason you wake up in the morning. It might be to earn as much money, to impress your dad, to win an Oscar. Everyone's got one, we just don't really speak about it.
David Keogh, what's it like being bald?
It's actually a disability. You can't take the mickey out of it.
David, who plays Adam, his kind of spine, if you like, is to escape. And I asked the group, right, what do you want to do? And before I'd finished that sentence, he was already walking to the pub.
Yes, of course I'm in.
Well, I didn't ask me fucking walked home, did I? It's not West Side fucking Story.
He's a very easily angered, short-tempered individual who has taken a lot of wrong decisions in his life.
You were gonna kill yourself!
You would too if you had my job. They're trying to pin me for fraud, Peter. I mean, since when has signing other people's names on documents been considered fraudulent?
Quite a while, I think, Adam.
He's been up to some dodgy stuff, and he decides to use the escape of going up to Dewsbury as a way of getting away from his life.
Well, it's either that or I very probably go to jail.
Well, that area.
Dan's gone mad.
Dan, who plays Gas, his spine is to care for those around him, and the next morning, by the time we woke up, he'd cooked a fried breakfast, made us all coffee. I was like, tick.
Where did you get it?
Me and Smithy went for a walk this morning. We met this guy trying to get rid of his car. Dead nice. And he said we could have it for free if I let him take a few photos of me.
To be honest with you, like, we have the luxury of 2 weeks rehearsal, which you never get. You normally get just handed your script, and you have to work it out in the moment. I think the great thing is we had 2 weeks in the Jack Spring Performing Arts Centre, which was lovingly renamed living room of the house we were staying in. And so I think we had the opportunity to just throw up the ideas and play with the stuff, and actually I think that really helped form it. With the bond, working with each other and finding that dynamic, I think that's kind of where the character really came into.
Matt, who plays Peter, his spine is to be respected, and someone urinated on Matt's car and he got very cross.
I work to pay rent for this house. You don't do anything. You leave. You. Trollop.
Well, I called upon all my own frustrations and brought them all to the surface. There was quite a lot.
Couldn't we try and, wake him up?
Adam! 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 No, I don't think he wants to.
The biggest concern for me was, how do you keep the character consistent when you're shooting bits all over the place and out of time sequence and things like that. So we worked a lot on, how frustrated my character would be at various points in the film.
Adam! 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 You shit!
Keep going, boys. Take bit.
I don't see what all the fuss was about, really.
Well, you weren't the one being molested, were you, Smithy?
I suppose you'd mind, would you, Smithy? Need to pop your cherry one day. Fuck off. I'm not a virgin. Oh, don't be silly. Of course you are. I'm not.
Smithy as well, who's kind of the quietest one in the group, I guess.
Smithy Meadows, bless him, socially inept, mollycoddled by his mother. I think he found these guys in school that sort of just accepted him for who he was, so clung on to them for dear life.
Tom took quite a lot of time to kind of sort of embed in that, to grow in kind of confidence in that trip, and then by the end of it, he was, and that's exactly what happened in the script.
You remember Jamie Risco? Yeah. He used to shove my head down the toilet every Wednesday before science. Frankie walked in on him doing it once. Told Risco to do one. Never ever did it again. He always stood up for me like that. Top bloke.
I'm Douglas. I am from Barnet, and I play the character of younger Peter in the film.
I'm really not okay with this.
That's me, Peter, the brains. Also the wet flannel, but mostly the brains.
He's the one of the group that I don't think we're all really sure how he got in there. He's not like the others. He's very tries to keep himself very neat. He works hard in school, and of course that's nothing like what the other kids do. He's still quite naive, I think. He's that kid that went to school and he's going to be a politician one day. He's got great aspirations for his future, and slowly but surely he's seeing that actually it isn't going to quite work out that way, and it's going to be a bit tougher. And this is sort of a harsh realisation for him. You almost feel a bit sorry for him, especially with his adult version.
Hi, I'm Denis Horoshko. I'm playing the role of Dolokhov, a Russian gangster and bad guy. And you?
I'm Filip Mayer. I'm from Croatia, and I play Yeslav.
Dolokhov!
Да. Выброси его из окна. Потом тащи его обратно. Отруби его пальцы.
What are you doing? Look, I've got the money.
Моя спина. Ай, я думаю, я ее потянул. При чем тут твоя спина? Срать я хотел на твою спину. Выглядим этого придурка из окна.
I think my character is a little bit crazy, a little bit.
Ты говорил, что американец слишком жирный. Нет, брось его в мясорубку, вытащи из мясорубки, отпили его ногу. Это слишком много нагрузки.
Думаешь, мы выглядим профессионально?
Подожди, тебе плевать. Мне спина болит. Ну, может, у него есть зипхит, а?
Уебем ему матер, с кем я радим.
And I'm really serious about everything, you know. This is before our first shot, so we are... Yeah, it's a first filming day. Nice atmosphere, nice crew, we're enjoying the... Nice food. Oh yes. Yeah, nice. Yorkshire food. Yorkshire food.
It's the best.
Yes.
Can you give me an evil look?
And massive spiders. Massive spiders.
So distribution was the part of filmmaking that I didn't know anything about. So first thing I did when we had a near finished film, I found a list of every sales agent in the world, wrote an email out, sent it to all of them. One got back to me out in LA, so a lot of his contacts were America based. So we put it into a few film festivals. The first one we got in was the Beverly Hills Film Festival out in LA, and they actually host that at the Chinese Theatre in Hollywood, which is cool, because where they do like the Star Wars premiere and stuff. So we had like 30 people flew out, and they'd all spent more money on the aeroplane tickets than I paid them for their contribution in the film. Family flew out. They, instead of going on a family holiday, they came to LA for a week. And then we went to Vegas on a Sunday. So after them two festivals, he decided that he had enough kind of gravitas, sent it around to all of his distribution friends. I think we got 7 offers for distribution. We went with a company called Random Media. To get, for a film of our budget, to get theatrical distribution is ridiculous. You know, we didn't put that in our maths when we were thinking about how much money it could make, or anything like that. And now it is in cinemas. It's just exciting.
Looking at the vulva. Looking at the vulva. I want it labelled. I don't know. What's that? This is just. I don't know. What the fuck is that? An ovary? What the bloody? Oh my god!
What the? It's like some sort of testicle cape.
I don't know. Is that a vagina? Did you record that?
No.
So, it's been 2 and a bit years since we shot the bugger, and everyone's done great, you know. So I brought a load of guys and girls onto the film who I'd worked with making short films in Yorkshire, so I was up in York.
I get back on the straight line. I dress again as a sharp line. I've been waiting.
We find out our wife's been cheating on us, our baby's been taken away due to our purely recreational drug habits, and well, we kind of wish we could start all over again.
Hi darling, just to let you know I'm on my way. Sorry I'm late. Are you there? Darling? Hey there. Are you there?
A lot of them lived in Leeds, and we shot the whole thing kind of in Dewsbury, Batley, Leeds, Bradford area. Yeah, so the average age of the crew was like 22 or something daft.
James, how would you define the perfect coffee? Oh god, here we go.
It's all about the grinds, you see. So you'll have to find decent grinds in order to find good coffee. I usually tend to find that the best grinds are the espresso grinds. You see, it's just enough energy for you to build up on. Very nice, very bitter, but with the right amount of milk
Can
and
you get a
sugar.
touch on charge, please?
Yes.
But yeah, a lot of, everyone's gone on to do great. You know, Kate now has been working at the BBC since pretty much the day we finished the shoot. You know, even like the guys that were camera trainees are now, have moved up the ranks and are doing stuff on like very big feature films. So yeah, everyone really, it was a very fucking stressful 3-week shoot. But going through that, and for them guys and me to have it on our CV and the amount that we learned, it was insane. Very proud of Team Destination Dewsbury.
Hi, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, Bye.
It's a video.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the premiere of Destination Dewsbury.
Thank you very much. Enjoy the show. Love you all. It was a big milestone because it was a milestone I never thought we'd actually reach. I never thought we'd get it financed until we did. I never thought we'd get to that rap day until we did. And then to get theatrical distribution, that never even crossed my mind. To do it really young has opened lots of doors, and just the amount that we learned by doing it. We made plenty of mistakes, but we've learnt from them, and we did plenty of things right, and we've made a really good film. So yeah, it was a massive milestone, and even like having family there on rap day and stuff. I think it's them kind of days that feel like the milestone days, because when you're actually making it, you're always thinking about the next step. Even when it's released, it's like, right, what we've got to do next. But yeah, it's them days. I think the rap day and then the premieres. So I was really nervous for the LA one. I was really nervous because I'd never seen it in a cinema, never seen it on a big screen, never heard it on a big screen. You don't know if there's going to be some daft like audio error or. Just looking forward to it. Can't wait. 6 weeks. Fun. Can't wait. Gonna have a great night.
Fantastic. Inspiring works to end on, so once more, can you please bring the house down for everyone involved with Destination